Hey there, everybody. Good evening to you. If you're watching me live, good evening to you. I am. It's 7:30, so we are here for our spiritual school of learning. Apostle Lisa will probably be joining us soon. I had to start from my vehicle because um, I don't like to be late. I like to be on time. So um, we're ready, and I hope you're ready. It's going to be a great encounter today. And as it always is, Apostle Lisa has shared a portion of the message that she's going to, excuse me, of the message that she's going to be sharing with us today. And I am truly excited about it. It's going to be really, really, really good. Now, I'm going to go in my house and I'm going to be switching over to the home Wi Fi. So hopefully, we don't lose a connection while we're doing that. If it goes out, I will be right back if it does. But as you're coming on, if you're watching the replay, please type in the comments hashtag replay. All right. But I'm so glad that you are joining us today for our spiritual school of learning. And we have been talking about healing from identity expectations. And we've been on an ongoing series concerning healing identity expectations. So we're going to jump right into this, and hopefully Apostle Lisa will join us soon. So let me switch to the home Wi-Fi real quick. And let's hope we don't have a disruption when I do that. Give me a second. We're going to switch it over. Minute. Okay, there we go. I lost for just a second. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. Like I said, I hope that Apostle Lisa will be on soon. So I'm gonna look at let me look at the message, and we're just gonna start talking, and hopefully she'll jump right in. Let me share this somewhere, and I want you to do the same thing. If you would share this to your groups, share this on your page, and help somebody else heal. Okay, we're all healing, and we're all healing at different levels. Okay, and share this with someone so they can heal as well. So, hey, Elder Sonia Tyson, so glad to see you. So, we are going to get this party started right now. Like I said, Apostle Lisa is not in yet, so hopefully she'll be here soon. But we're going to continue. We're going to carry on with the message that she planned, and when she comes in, we'll break right into it. I don't have her notes. I don't know where she's going with this, but I'm going to go my own way, and you can help me in the comments as we go along. But the series we've been working on this is part 3 of healing identity expectations. Okay. And today's subject, we're going to deal with the topic, the new healed, authentic you. Okay. The new healed, authentic you. All right. So let's see how we can put this together. All right. First, I just want to talk about the overall subject. Healing from the identity expectations. Last week we talked about, because a lot of times when we talk about healing from expectations, we talk about what other people expect of us. how your family expects you to be and what they expect you to be, and I remember one week we even talked about how we as parents put those expectations, unfortunately, on our children. I think all of us do it, all of us parents, because we want the best for our kids. We want the best for them. We want them to have a better life than we have, but we have to be very careful that we're not trying to live via our children. Okay, trying to live the life that we did not live through our kids and wanting them to be who we wanted to be. Now, in that case, let's talk to the parents for a moment. When we as parents do that, when we try to put expectations, Grand Living, my brother, so glad to have you here. When we try to put those expectations on our children, and maybe you don't have children, but on your nieces, your nephews, your cousins that are younger than you, those that mentor you, pastors and leaders, you put it on these expectations on the people that follow you, the people that listen to you. So wherever you fit in this equation, you fit somewhere, because every last one of you are influencers. You are influencers. You influence somebody. But here's the thing, guys. We have to be ever so careful. There is a difference between influence and borderline control. Okay? Leaders, let's talk about leaders. Leaders, it's not even really a hierarchy at all. Ooh, I looked up at the lights and now I got stars in my eyes. Let me get some better lighting. Give me a second. Get just a tad bit of lighting here. Okay. So as I was saying, in leadership, it's really not about a hierarchy at all. It's not that I'm up here and they're down there, you see. Okay. We're all operating at different levels of consciousness. We all, and it's not that anyone is smarter than anyone, that anybody knows more. Let's be careful with this, that anybody knows more than anybody else. It's just that somebody knows something else that the other person doesn't know. We know different things, you see, based on our experience, based on our education. But anyway, that's not even the point that I really wanted to get to. My point is, even as leaders, whether you be a parent, whether you be whether you be a parent, whether you be a teacher in a school, a pastor, a minister, a spiritual leader, whatever you are, a shaman, whatever category that you place yourself in, whatever title you give to yourself, and you have people that look up to you. And remember what I said earlier. You may say, "Oh, I'm not a leader." No, you are. Every last one of you. I'm not an influencer. Yes, you are. Every last one of you are influencers. Every last one of you are leaders. There is somebody, even if you don't know it. Please hear me closely. That's why we have to be ever so careful in how we present ourselves in every single. What's up, Mike L? I'm glad to see you, man. Always. That's why we have to be careful in whatsoever environment that we are in, because there's always somebody watching. There's someone that's just influenced by your very presence. Just because you walked in the room, they're influenced by you. So we have to be careful how we present ourselves, okay? And how we show up in each moment, because someone is always watching. So yes, my point is, all of you are leaders. All of you are influencers. So someone is looking up to you. Now, like I said, you may be an aunt, an uncle, a parent, a teacher, a pastor, a leader, or what have you. We also place these identity expectations on the people who look up to us. And we have to be so careful that we allow people to, this is my statement I use all the time, that we allow people to just be. Allow them to just be, you see. And I know that's hard. That's difficult, because you want the best for this person. You want the best for that person. I want them to have a better life than I had. I mean, I just love them so much. Well, don't love them so much that it really, what really comes out is not a presentation of love, but really comes out a presentation of love for them, but more so of love for yourself. And you're trying to live, what's the word? Goodness gracious. Y'all help me with the word. There's a word that I'm thinking of. When you try to live through Olivia, I mean, not Olivia, Avita Lunsford. What is the word I'm looking for? When we try to live through other people, there is a word that's on the tip of my brain and I can't get it out. But anyway, we do that, and it's not that you love them and you want want the best for them. No, it's really you love yourself. It's not projection. There's another word, but we are projecting. That's absolutely correct. But you really hate a version of yourself, okay? And you're trying to live that through them, okay? But we've got to learn how to allow all of these people to just be. All right, so you say, well, but I'm their parent, and that's my job. My job, yes, your job is to be a parent. Your job is to guide. That is absolutely your job. But you can guide without forcing. I told my story about my two youngest children. Okay, my daughter in Cleveland, she went to school. She got her massage therapy practice. So she went to school and she got that degree, and she's operating her own business. My daughter Jamia, she graduated from college. Okay. The child was reading at like, and I lie to you not, I mean, she was reading almost as soon as she could talk. It's crazy. Her mother, and I give that woman praise. Dawn Broadnax, I give that woman honor, praise, and glory, because she can do the impossible. She had all them children potty trained before they could walk. And this is no lie, every last one of them. And had the oldest reading almost when she could talk. She did this program or whatever. Amazing. But I'm looking at that, but then I'm comparing my youngest to vicariously. Thank you. I knew you were going to get it. That's the word that was on the tip of my brain there. We try to live vicariously through them. Thank you. But the other thing is, like with my youngest two, they don't want to go to college. Well, they're now maybe going a different direction. But my point is, I was not just allowing them to be. And the next to the oldest is graduating high school this year, right? She's graduating not next month, graduates next month. And from high school, and I am putting a little bit of pressure on her. I'm like, baby, you got to decide what you're going to do. What are you going to do? But I wanted her to go to college so bad. But guess what? I've got to learn to relax, understand I cannot live vicariously through her. I have to let her make her choices. But guess what, guys? Even if it's mistakes, even if they make mistakes, did you not make mistakes? And did you not learn from your mistakes? Did your mistakes not make you a better person? Okay, then allow them to learn from their mistakes as well. Don't force them to be you. Don't try to live vicariously through them because you didn't accomplish some things that you wanted to accomplish. Just relax and allow. And the same thing, like I said earlier, for the people that you lead as pastors. We say, well, I'm the pastor. I'm an apostle, and that's my job. I'm a bishop. Oh, I think apostle is here now, guys. That's my job. So I gotta help them. I gotta make sure, God's gonna hold me accountable. You understand all of that stuff. God's gonna hold me accountable. No, your only job is to present. Your only job is to show up. Show up as you. Okay. show up with the information that has been downloaded or uploaded. I like to say uploaded because I think it all comes from within. But the information that has been uploaded within you, share it with those people. But guess what? Like grandma taught you this. Shoot, grandma taught you this. You can lead them to the water. You can lead a horse to the water, right? But you can't make them drink. When they get thirsty, they'll drink. You just show them where the watering hole is, okay? Show them their options and then allow them, yeah, run alongside. I like that. I like that. And yes, let me see what you said. Thank you. I know. Yes, I have learned to relax. Thank you, Chaplain. It's how we grow. We win or either learn lessons. Hey there, my brother. I'm so glad to see you. Hope we see you at the church soon. I'll turn it the other way, Apostle.
Like that. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, you got your screen on lock. Take your screen off lock, rotate lock, and then flip it around. So Apostle Lisa's here, and I know we're already almost 20 minutes in, and I didn't, I did the best I could to carry on for almost 20 minutes. So she's gonna take the next 30 to 40 minutes and and just go from wherever. And here's Apostle Lisa.
Well,
Let's
hello everyone. How are you all? Sorry I'm late. I guess I was waiting on something. But trying to get things together. I had to pick up my grandbabies. But listen, I know we've been talking about healing, identity, expectations, and we've gone over that. I watched the video of last week, and oh my God, it was beautiful. It led us right into some things that he said, and that I see that some of you even have commented, and I think I answered, kind of replied to some of the comments that were that was there last week. Hello, sweetie. It's so good to see all of you on this beautiful, beautiful day. I am Apostle Lisa Graves. For those who may be new coming on, we thank you for coming in. And we are talking about healing our identity expectations, whether it be that people put expectations on us or we put expectations on others. Okay. And we all done the double fold, right? And so we've been talking about how um, it was formed, people, things that you may have done, thought, and these people had put these identity on you. They even probably saw you do good hair, and they felt like you should be a hairstylist. And so you became a hairstylist just to appease. And so people um, that we call ourselves people pleasers, for those of us who can't say the word no because people expect us to be what they expected based on how we showed up. Okay. And sometimes it is based on how we show up, it's how what people think that you are. And really on the inside, that's really not you. Like me, I show up, but the expectation that they do have come to know that I will show up. I just be late, but I show up, So, but I'm getting better, trying to put some expectations that I do show up because people time is valuable. Am I correct? See, I showed up, and I was kind of late trying to get things in order for you all. Um, so we talked about that, and we talked about how we came in agreement with these expectations, how we've showed up with those expectations when we really just knew we just couldn't, and we knew that that wasn't really who we are, and sometimes we end up coming in agreement with these expectations, and we become that agreement, and then we're walking in a false identity until you get a little older and you really find out this is not really me, and so sometimes people always intended that you always show up because you're a friend or because you're their parent or their daughter or son, or you know, you're my best friend, and they always have these expectations of you showing up for them, and we don't want to disappoint anyone, right? So we pretty much show up. We pretty much show up. Uh so we trying to get our true identity, our authentic self, even when it comes to if you always go around people happy, you know, with a smile, but on the inside you're hurting, you're angry, you're mad. But when you go around people, they so used to you always being in this holly jolly you know, person, that when you show up with that smile, and when they ask you how you doing, you say, you know, you know, I'm great, I'm well. On the inside you're crying out, right? But so you don't want to spoil anybody. Your expectation is that you don't want to be you know, a robber of someone else's happiness. So we just kind of just say, I'm good, you know, and we go from there. And so we all are.
So good. I just had to come and say that.
we,
So, so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Because would you say that, and please don't lose your thought by
No,
me
I
asking
won't.
questions, but wouldn't you say that that would be like, oh, Lord have mercy, she saw my handsomeness and she just passed out, y'all.
I sure did. Lord have mercy. You shouldn't be that handsome. Lord Jesus. I'm gonna stand there.
Wouldn't you say in those cases, like when I'm sad, when I'm whatever, all those emotions or whatever, and the people are used to me showing up with that smile and making people laugh, I don't feel that today. But when I try to
Mm,
show up and put on my little smile or whatever, would you say I am not being authentic in that
right.
moment?
Right. You're not.
Would you say that?
Yes, you're not. You're falsifying how you feeling.
Mhm.
You know, you're falsifying all those things that makes you you,
And
which
here's
is
the thing,
human.
and they're saying possibly, they would possibly say, well, if I show up and I'm like I'm down and I'm sad or whatever, they probably say he's not himself. That's
Right.
not Jamel.
Exactly.
But the point is, that's what I'm getting to. That is Jamel. That
That is
is myself. There are many
absolutely.
dimensions of me, and
Yes.
that's me. Okay, so that's all I want to say.
Well, that is so good and so true, because it runs right into what I want to talk about is you know, what let me see, let me get to my notes. I'm trying to stick with my notes.
Take your time. It's good. I
Okay.
like it.
So that takes us into that, because even like if you people so used to not seeing you get angry. They see you kind of nonchalantly, get along, do whatever, and they never see you get angry, you know, and before you know it, you slip up because you're angry about something you're passionate about,
Yeah.
and they think you're just nonchalant about, you know, just go with the flow. And no, a lot of times, y'all know we don't really want to go with the flow. We really want to say what's on our mind a lot of
Yep.
times, you
Yep.
know, and our feelings. And so sometimes when we do that, it can get people be kind of like, whoa, you know, a little bit with you. Like he said, that's not Lisa. But
That's
it
me.
is, because I have human emotions too, right? So we can always think about, oh, she always got an attitude. But so when she gets nice, we be like, I'm scared. What's gonna happen? I'm scared. But really, the expectation is that we always know they complaining, mom, and I always got something, you know, mad. But when they show up in a got a good happy mood, we thinking the earth's gonna fall on in, right?
Sound like one of my
And
relationships.
yeah, so we end up, you know, like what's going on? But really, we all have human emotions, and those human emotions have been identified as expectations how we should show up.
Mm.
Okay, and that is not what um who we are. You got to remember, you are human. You have human emotions. So we've been talking about the healing of that. overcoming the yes girl, and
Mm.
knowing your boundaries, and knowing it's okay to say no and get angry, and yet be happy too, and speak your opinion without someone feel like you're going to lose something. They're
Mm.
going to lose your friend, you're going to
Mm.
lose that money that they're going to offer you, and you got to show up that way, so because that's their expectation, right? And so I remember me and my daughter, this is so funny. My youngest daughter, I don't know, this generation today, y'all, is so different than the generation I grew up in. Because, when we go on job interviews, you're taught how to dress, how to
Yeah.
talk, and, you kind of go along, just so you can get the job.
Yeah.
Child, I was up there, okay, me and her had the same interview. Lady, and we on this job interviewing together, y'all. It's so weird trying to get a particular position.
Uh-huh.
My daughter was like, "Don't look for me to do blah 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 blah." I'm sitting up there, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a team player. Yeah, I sure, And my daughter was like, "I'm a team player, but not with people who crazy." I mean, she was like, you know and this lady loved her so much they became best friends, and I'm sitting up there looking at them like, well, I'm a pushover. She realized Chris is not a pushover,
Yeah.
you see. And sometimes it can look like we are pushovers and people won't respect you.
Yes.
They hired her, they hired me too, but she got hired. So the difference is that they had a certain expectation of me where that they knew her boundaries.
Mm. Good.
Ooh, so y'all, we gotta kind of follow that. I mean, she was respectful about it, and they received her too. And the lady, she was Caucasian, so I was really like, oh, she ain't gonna hire us like it, but like daughter like mama, mama like daughter. But she did, and we have to really be open and honest about who we are,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be up to them to accept it or not. It's got to be up to them. I had one little girl told me I ain't gonna be your friend because I wouldn't give her no candy right then. So, but when I offered her that candy and it was time for her to get that candy, I said, "You my friend?" And I'm your friend. You see what I'm saying? People would take from us and hold back from us just because we're trying to be ourselves because they had high expectations. So we adopted that so that we can be accepted, received, okay, and admonished or
Mm.
whatever it is. But we're healing from that, and I hope this has been a helpful thing that now you can show up as your authentic reality self. And
Hallelujah.
that's what this session is about, is what does healing looks like? Okay. So what does it look like? Healing is not loud. It is not dramatic. It's subtle, but powerful. In
But
other words, you ain't got to lash out about how you can just be calm and cool. You don't have to. Well, you don't have to expect that from me. No,
me,
no,
pick
no.
me,
You ain't
pick
gotta
me,
do all that no more. You
teacher,
ain't,
pick me, pick me.
yeah,
When you
you ain't
said
got.
that, when you said
Wow.
that, oh,
Go
my hand.
ahead.
Oh, when you said when you said that, you made me think about something. When you said healing is not loud, um, say it again. Healing is not loud,
Not loud. It's not dramatic. It's
dramatic,
very subtle but
very
powerful.
subtle but powerful. What that really made me think about, Apostle, is the false image of healing we give. I'm just going to use the context that I'm familiar with. I'm sure it applies
Yeah.
in other places, but in church,
Mm-hmm.
like the things that we're talking about right now. Somebody, so
Mm-hmm.
come to the altar, and then there's all of this loud and all of
Yeah.
this dramatic and falling. And you
Absolutely.
know, all of that,
Yes.
but then there's no change. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You just really helped me to see that.
Yeah.
Real healing is not loud.
It's not loud.
not dramatic. It's subtle, and that subtle made me think about not telling my business at all, but it just made me think about this one particular thing that I could not just one particular area. I just could not overcome this particular area in my life. And
Mm.
in my very super religious days, I was fasting, I was praying, I was begging God, I was getting in every prayer line, I was having all kinds of hands laid on me. And then at a certain point in my life, I was like, faith, all of that, faith. That's my cuss word. Faith it. So faith,
Yeah, faith out loud.
yeah, faith it. And I just started just being and just living my life. And then, but I'm getting to the subtle part because subtle means like you just don't even, it just happens. You're not even
Yeah.
realizing.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden I realized, you know what? Wait a minute. That's gone. I didn't even know that was gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. See,
Wow.
but in the
Subtle
dramatic
changes.
scene and all of that kind of stuff, it never happened.
Mhm.
But it happened in a subtle way, in a
Yeah.
quiet subtle way. But anyway, that's all I thought about.
Yeah, we both freezing up. And that is so true. Because something else you said that brought me that I needed to mention is that when you find yourself, we just talking about how loud, dramatic. When you find yourself in a position, and let's say you're doing something, and because you were expected to do it, or you was told that that was your talent, gift, skills, or what have you, and you start doing it just because you want to do something to, and if you go, like I was sharing, I think I shared my testimony, how I wanted to be one thing, but my family forced me to be another thing. And on the inside, I wasn't. I kind of two shaded so that they could be happy and I could be happy too. So I kind of did that. And sometimes you have to find that middle line. You know what I'm saying? You can still, I'm learning that even in today, I can still do me and do them and still get me done. Right. And so then my grandkids said, I see you sat this weekend, Mom. I'm like, what are we supposed to be doing this weekend? But anyway, but so, but if you finding yourself being overtired, over anxious, over frustrated, over, and you being dramatic about it, and everybody like, dang, ain't that serious? And you talking about it all the time, and you angry, and you mad, you might want to redirect. Is that the position you're supposed to be in? Is that the job you wanted to really do? Is that what you really called to do? Because one thing about when you're operating in your authentic self, you are going to be happy. You're going to flow with it easy. Just like he said, it's going to just flow. It's not going to be a challenge. It's not going to be a force. It's going to just happen. You won't even get tired. You won't even get exhausted because you're doing something that is built in you, made for you to do. But when you're going against what's not built for you to do, it's going to feel like a struggle. It's going to feel like a strain. And then you find yourself when you get by yourself, when you find yourself and you get by yourself, you sit there and say, Lord, why am I doing this? Is this what I'm really called to do? Am I even doing it right? Because now they expecting me to be this and do that right. And, it just keeps going and going and going. And so then we don't want to sit and reprogram not just ourselves, but the people. Do y'all not know we have to even once as we're reprogramming ourselves out of the false identity, we are also reprogramming those who are around us out of that expectation programming about you. And so it could be a really struggle or strange. Sometimes they'll fight you tooth and nail, right? And but that's a form of reprogramming. The computer always act out when it's being reprogrammed. Okay, it just cuts off, and you gotta reboot it and leave it alone for a minute. Unplug it And sometimes you may have to unplug yourself from the individuals that you're trying to reprogram. And sometimes if they just can't, the boundary is for them is that they may walk away. You got to be okay with that. Because you know what? God will send the people into the new people in your life or that new thing in your life. And guess what? They have no expectation because they don't know you. But you now can give them that real, authentic reality of who you are. And they will receive that and know that. And it because true self doesn't really change. It doesn't, go from one extreme to the next. It's subtle, it's balanced. So you always gonna love what you love. You always gonna love do what you do. It ain't gonna, and let now sometimes we can come up with new ideas and new things, adventures could come, and we may take on those roles and try and do those things. But this really still is still part of you, and they will accept that and receive that. So when you are just balanced and subtle and you're relaxed and you're just having fun and you're flowing with it, guess what, y'all? That's when you know you are healed. And that's when you understand who you really are. You don't over explain, you don't over give, you don't over approve yourself anymore. You just know I am worthy without the performance, babe. I ain't gotta perform for you. You gotta love me the way I am. Yeah, they walk away. They sure will. I'm trying to read some of your stuff. TD, when we get still and present, we can recall who we are. We get into that. We're gonna get into that. So you become emotionally honest. That means when you're being able to tell people how you feel, you're calm, you're subtle because it's who you are. I was thinking about an incident that someone was sharing with me that someone had expectations of that person and they wanted to critique that person. And that person, because that person know who they are, they literally told that person, well, this is just who I am. So, that it's up to that person to receive that and really believe that's who that person is, regardless. Because one thing I'm going to say, people know you just like that person that was doing the critiquing knows you. So, touche on that. You can't please everybody, but the people that knows you and they're critiquing, and then someone calls you and critiquing you about a situation, then guess what? What you do is okay, and you tell them the truth. If you're you don't have to get all loud, and like I said, you're comfortable with you're comfortable, and it's okay for someone to have a different perspective about how things should be and go and how you should whatever perform. But it's your performance is who you are. And in order to find out who you are, you have to be honest with yourself and not look to say, well, okay, and let it go. No, be honest with yourself and be open and honest with that person. They will appreciate it more. Okay. You become emotionally honest. You start saying, that hurt me. I need my space. That is okay. And that's how you know you're really healed, because you're really standing on your square. You're really standing on who you really are. And so you become because you realize silence is self-abandonment. So if you don't speak up, you're abandoning yourself. You're taken away from who you really, really are. So do not let anyone take away who you really are. Okay? Because you are the most important person
Whew.
to yourself. Say that with me. You are the most important person. I am the most important person
I am the
to
most
myself.
person to myself.
And I'm not going to abandon not my emotions, not my spirit.
Out of
Okay?
it.
I'm not going to, my flesh, my physical form,
Come
I
on.
am not going to abandon it. I am not. Some people, I started losing weight and people say, well, you're getting too small. You're getting too small. That's it because you used to seeing me big. So now I got to reprogram your mind to see me small.
That's good.
So get ready because you're going to see it kind of grab because I'm doing this for me. I'm
Yeah.
doing this for me, baby.
Oh,
And so I got to reprogram this that I want to be healthy and be here for a long time.
yeah.
And so I am being monitored by my doctor, and guess who counts to tell me if I'm doing it too much. If I'm doing a little bit too much, she'll let me know it, baby. Just like she let me know when I had diabetes too, and what I need to do to fix myself. And I had to do the work. And that's another thing. Those of you who've been coming on here since we started this, and even before we started this, and you might have was looking on Facebook when we was doing it at 12 o'clock at the church, at the center. But I want y'all to understand, we're not here to waste your time.
Come on.
We're not here to play around and
Come
just to be on here so we can be seen, because we cool. We cool like that. I ain't got to be seeing you. I'll be honest with you. You'll dream about me, and I ain't got to be in front of your face. You'll just dream about me. So I'm already popular with because you're gonna. So I'm just saying. But we come in here because we really, really want you to do the work.
Yes.
You got to do the work. You got to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
Rebrand who you are.
Mm.
Rebrand your authentic reality self, your identity. Throw all that away that didn't belong to you. Let it go. Let it go. You are no longer, you stop carrying what was never yours. Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
You no longer feel responsible for fixing everyone, saving everyone, holding everything together, even yourself. Come on, if you're going to fall apart, then fall apart. That's your emotional self. This is not mine to carry anymore.
And stop being so loud.
And stop being loud, because you know what? That is too much. I am so passionate. You know, you're going to have to receive it but yeah.
I'm just playing with you.
But I know that was a good example, though, because I'm
yourself.
You hear? Yeah, I'm being again.
Keep going.
Again. Let me just say this too. Corrective criticism is okay.
Yes, it is.
Because you know what? Without it, I wouldn't be where I am without him giving me corrective criticism. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so with that to be said, I had to still go in and say, be real about that. Mm-hmm. You see. So we're not here to waste your time, our time. We really want you to do the work. We really want you to deplug and replug.
And y'all do know, just in case somebody didn't catch it, we are joking. When I said, when I said stop being so loud, we're joking. With that, we kind of spun that off of what we were saying about trying to make people trying to make people be a version that you think they should be.
Exactly.
She gets loud when she's excited. That's her personality.
That's my personality. And I do.
Or she might show up real soft.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes on the phone, I'm talking to her. I said, Lisa, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
but that's also her. It's all her. And she accepts all parts of herself.
Balance. So and that's what we need to understand, is to balance. So it's okay, again, to sit with yourself and hear what someone else and say, am I or am I not? And take forward what it is for what you know who you are. Okay.
Y'all heard the last part of what she said. Listen to them, take critique, but with that last part, but then I don't know how you said it, but say it again.
You take note. Is that really me? Or is that not?
Okay.
Okay. And when you sit with that, you will come to that conclusion for yourself and be happy with that. Be comfortable with, people are going to misunderstand you. It's okay. You don't care. You're comfortable about being misunderstood now. You don't even have to be you comfortable not having to explain yourself to get them to like you. Why to continue, well, I'm not gonna do that no more. And because I let me tell you, I love you and I just can't do it because no, you ain't gotta do that. No, I'm just not gonna do I just can't do that. No, I'm sorry. And be comfortable with that. Because the more you become comfortable with self, mhm, people will respect that and they will become comfortable with that too. Eventually. And if not, they know how to walk on by. They know how to walk on right. And what can you do? But later, when they come to a place within themselves, they'll realize, wow, all she was doing or what he was doing was deprogramming because they were deprogramming themselves. And so now here I am, and everybody's not going to be on the same journey at the same time as you. Remember that too. Okay. So if they walk on and they just be like whatever, it's okay. Because they eventually would get to the same journey you're on. They will get there. They'll get there to that. Oh, I'm abandoned myself situation. Like you come to that right now on your journey. So everybody don't get there yet. But when they get there and they run across you, they're gonna say, girl, I understand now. They'll be apologetic and everything. You're like, well, I'm glad you do now. And you just let it be. Okay. And so not everyone will understand your growth. And that be the day you'll say, it's okay. I know you don't understand right now. You rest without guilt. You no longer feel like I have to earn my rest because your worth is not tied up in your productivity. And this is good because, again, going back to my youngest daughter and my oldest daughter was having a conversation. My youngest daughter, she likes to reward herself when she does something productive and she accomplishes it. So she'll go buy her something. Now, may I add, she's always producing and accomplishing a lot. So you think she'd be shopping and doing a lot of rewarding, right? But a lot of times she doesn't. And my oldest daughter, which is her sister, says, that's good and all, but you still neglect yourself. Don't always feel like you have to reward yourself. Understand, rewarding yourself is saying, I can still do it. I can do it. You say, matter of fact, I'm still in the game. I wore myself just because I'm still in the game. I ain't gave up. Okay. Even if you failed that test or what have you. And I say, well, yeah. And you know what? We went shopping and she was just buying. So again, when you find out how you can really neglect your weight self and you could go too far. Okay. So just kind of be conscious of how far you're going and how far you holding back for yourself. Okay. But if people doesn't understand, it's okay. And don't always feel like you have to reward yourself when you're productive or done something good for yourself. And you know what I'm saying? So finding your true identity. Ooh, now that's the question. How do I do that? It's like onion, an onion, and it's got layers and layers. You know how you peel an onion, you peel it, and it's layers and layers until you get to the core, which is the true essence of the onion. Okay, that's the strongest part of the onion, make you cry versus all the outer layer, because you come to the true part of the onion. So this would be the part that you will have to peel yourself, peel, from layer to layer to layer to layer. Those words and things that people have said that hurt you, that made you experience to become that. Okay. And, and um, to uh, overcome a failure or some sort of trauma, and you just peel that off. Just peel that off. I am not my trauma. I am not their identity. I am that I am wonderfully, beautifully made. And even if I do mess up, it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to learn and grow and get knowledge from it. It's okay. Nothing's wrong with me. Nothing is broken. This young man got in my car. I do lift. He young, beautiful soul. And I'm listening to my kind of Christian music, okay? And so he was like, "You listening to that white Christian music?" I listen to K Love. Um, Music is music because I'm a music fan. So music to me is music. I mean, I do opera, I do it all. Okay. So if you get in my car, you might be listening to some opera. Okay. So, but I am just the music. I just love it. Okay. So it doesn't matter who's singing. It's the words. It's the words that matter to me. Oh yeah, I enjoy the beat too. Boop, 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 boop. But if the words ain't matching the vibration of the beat, you can hang it up. So he said, "Oh, but put on some black gospel. Can you turn that down?" He goes to put on his music, his black gospel music, which is fine because I like some of them too. And he put on one. I said, "Now I can rock with that. I can rock with that." He said, "Well, what's going on with the black genre, the genre?" I said, "Because when I listen to black gospel music, it's unconsciously, it's sad. It's always about, oh, it's me, Lord gonna take care of me. That's all. I just too much. It's like the blues. Do you know he stopped and said, "Oh my God. Oh my God. It is a lot of drama with that." I said, "Yeah." And he started talking about some of the songs that has those that drama, that low vibration. It's supposed to be lifting you up, with God in it, right? I'm thinking it's supposed to be lifting you up, especially when you got the right, and stuff. And we ain't all down, but we get up. I ain't falling. And if I do, I will get up, right? So again, it can leave an impression and leave that in your subconscious that you start to feel like you're actually experiencing those things. It's one every time I hear that song, and it's about my daughter. The people came and was going to put me out, but the Lord gonna show up. But the Lord showed up till she was outside. I'm like, "Where your kids?" And I'm like, "Well, God, you didn't show up," and the music ended. I'm like, "You know what? I couldn't do it. No me, not me." So again, be careful what you're listening to and what you're hearing, what you're programming your mind. Okay, because sometimes we're led to what being programmed in us, and we're going to be led to certain movies and things like that. If you do, let it be for entertainment only purposes, please, and don't take it. Just don't kind of see yourself while you're watching it. You know what? We went to the movies, and the last movie I went to was they're gonna kill you or something. And if you think about it, that's very high low that's kind of high low vibrational. But y'all know what? I just sat there. I didn't jump. I didn't move. I had no emotions. It was just an entertainment. I didn't let it seep in and put fear in me because you know what they talking about. They tried to kill us, and the movie really portrayed that. But I'm just sitting there like, okay, entertainment purposes only. And I sat there so relaxed, so calm, cool, and just enjoy the movie without judgment on it, without the codes and all the stuff they put with it. Because that's the idea, is to program you, to bring fear. So then you start operating in fear through some trauma that you've been through. And now here it is. So how do we heal ourselves is to know how do I know who I really am? Okay. Your true identity is not created, it is revealed. So as we was growing, it was revealed. I sat and I watched my children, and the Lord revealed some things.
Mm.
And then I began to ask my children, have you ever been asked, what you want to be when you grow up? And sometimes we went off based off what we saw our gods, like our parents doing.
Mhm.
And, so we'll name it all. We want to be some like the gods. We look at them as our gods and we want to emulate that. But you say, no, what do you really like to do? And then when you start programming them to be conscious, aware that everything they do they like it or not? And they'll find their own revelation of who they are, as you will too at this point in your life. So you're never too old to reveal your true identity. And you've been seeing it because it show up when you get frustrated, when somebody say something, you go off and you wonder why you went off, and you get by yourself, you're like, oh Lord, I was so hard on her. But it's just who I am. Just who I am, though. You see what I'm saying? So it shows up that, oh, I was trying to convince, who was I really trying to convince? Her or me that I'm not like that? Who am I really trying to convince? Myself or them by being so over dramatic and loud and, about it. But it comes to you very quiet. It comes to you. You may have many skills. You may have many talents. You may have many knowledge of educations. You may have a many of everything. But guess what? It's only probably a few of those particular things, even talents, let me put that in there, that's going to give you enjoyment. That's going to bring relaxation to you. It's not going to be a struggle. It's not even going to feel like you're performing. You're just going to do, and you're just going to be. And that's where you got to get with your self, get in a quiet place, take away all the noise in your head, and just begin to say, just even if you have to scribe and write it down. Words are like spells. You create with words, whether you say it out of your mouth or whether you write it down. Words are spells. So if you say you can't, you're going to end up not. Okay? So it become a spell, and you program in your mind, I can't. No, I will. I don't even like the word I will try, because to me, when people say I'll try, are you really trying? Or is that just a middle lane to get people off your back? Just say, I don't want to do it yet. Just be honest. I don't want to do it. I ain't ready for that. When I'm ready and God deal with me, I deal with me with that, then I'll deal with me on that, right? And it's okay. People going to be irritated by you. It's okay. They're going to be annoyed. And it's okay. Because again, they're not on the same journey right now you're on. So they won't understand. They misunderstand you. They won't even understand you. Okay? And it's okay. So if nobody expects anything from me, who would I be? Who would you be if you take away if you really just get down to it and you just say, if I wasn't a mother, if I wasn't their mother, what would they not expect of me? If I really wasn't their best friend and I was just a stranger, what would they expect of me? See? And you pull down the layers and you say, who am I? This is what I would be when they first meet me. I tell them this, I tell them that, I show them this, I show them that. And they'll receive that. What happens is, y'all, we lose relationship a lot of time because of dishonesty. We show up being something we're not. And when your true self come out, because you can't hold it too long, because true self do come out eventually, and you hold it too long, even if it's a secret, it's going to eventually come out in a conversation or or action, and it's going to stun people, and it's going to make them kind of draw back. But if you just really show up and get them to really know the core, the inner core of you, they will say, I can accept that. Ooh, I don't know, girl. I don't know if I can accept that part of you, but it is you. And, and I just thank you for being honest that you ain't going to always show up for my stuff. You're not a good supporter. So, I support me and that's it. So guess what? They ain't going to be expecting you to always support them, right? Let's be honest about it. Let's be honest about it. We ain't going to always show up. I tell people when they first meet me, first of all, I ask God, I say, why are they in my life and why am I in their life? That's the first question. Okay. And then I would say I would tell them, listen, I may not always show up. I may just lie to you and you find out and be mad. So I can, cross the line and lie. I can cross the line. I might even steal something from you, I'm just being honest. We're human. We have emotional human, we that's who we are. Now, some extreme than the other. But be honest, because when you're really honest with yourself, that's when you can really, even if you find some discrepancies about you from sharing that, you might go, ooh, that didn't sound too good. You may find out, well, I need to heal in that area. Not fix it, not change, but just heal in that area. Maybe I do need to be a little bit more supportive. Maybe I do. Maybe, yeah. Just know your boundaries, how far you go with that. That's all. That's a part of healing yourself. That's a part of learning. Wow, I could show up as I didn't think I could show up that much. You surprise yourself how much you really could show up. Amen, somebody. And so you'll be surprised how much you really can do that and be that. Because you heal that area. And usually we don't show up because we've been kind of forced that people didn't show up for us. So it's a little trauma thinking that we would show up for anybody else. Okay, so heal yourself in that area. You can walk in that area a little bit more relaxed and comfortable. So again, your true self does not feel forced. There it is. You don't feel like you're forcing yourself. It feels light, aligned, and effortlessly. I was thinking about Jesus. I was listening to someone. I was listening to YouTube, and I love him. I like because he teaches from every dimensional of religion. Jesus is all over the place with him. But he was talking about, the crucifixion and this and that and why Jesus came. And when Jesus, he said one thing, it startled me. I went, whoa. But the true reason why Jesus and what Jesus was sharing against what they were saying is, are you aligning with what they're saying? Or are you aligning with yourself? Because when you can align with yourself, truth speaks. And you align with that truth. You won't align with someone who's trying to force you to be something or to do something that doesn't line up with you, can just be unfalse for you. What's true to them, let it be true for them. What's sin to them, let it be sin to them. But it ain't my sin. I don't think I sin. I'm okay. I'm aligned with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And as long, as long as you ain't murdering, killing, hurting anybody. Come on, you know what I mean. But we have to be aligned with who we are. So when you are aligned, you will flow effortlessly. You will do it so comfortably. And people will say that you make that look so easy. I don't see how you do it. And you'll be like, well, I don't know. I just be in your ego and say, well, child, it's a gift. It's a gift, just be in your ego a little bit, pat yourself. But no, really. And people will literally say it because you make what you do about you easy. It's easy being you, right? So your authentic self is not exhausting at all. It's not. You're not going to wear yourself out. You're not going to force yourself to be everywhere and do everything and be everything to everybody. Okay? So just be who you are. There is a voice within you that says, this feels right. I like this. Comfortable with this. You ever been on the job and you be like, oh my God. I don't know if I just got to get used to the job. And sometimes it may be. You maybe have to get acclimated, you know. And you might find out that you really can do the job and it's really easy as you thought and very comfortable. You can come and grow to something, right? But does it feel right to be around these particular people? Does it feel right going to that particular church? Do it feel right doing that particular thing? Does it feel right? Does it feel comfortable? This doesn't feel like me. You ever like I said, you walk away and you be like, I cannot believe I did that. That is not Lisa to go off like that. But it is. You just been suppressing it. Because you just really got tired of him telling you who you are and what you should be doing and why how you should do it. And you sitting there talking about but. So you get tired of all the but, you just simply say and speak your truth. And then it can feel very harsh, but you're speaking your truth. That when you start to say, I'm healed and I'm reprogramming myself as I have to help reprogram them. So there's not no fear there. There's no fear to be yourself. If you're weird, then be weird. If you quirky, be quirky. If they say you quirky, I mean, they was telling me, Lisa, you eat like a white girl. I'm like, well, how do white people eat? Don't they eat just like I eat with a spoon going in their mouth? How do people? I didn't know you eat. I didn't know. I thought we all eat. And they say, I portray this facade of what they would say the nationality of Caucasians. And I'm like, and so they were trying to teach me how to really be black. I'm like, well, I'm black. I'm probably blacker than, listen, they light skinned than me. I'm darker than them. So who are you to teach me how to be black? When you're lighter than me, you could almost pass for them, right? But the thing is, what it is that they were trying to make me be something I'm not. And trying to align with that. And I really was trying, y'all, till I was fumbling all over the place. I said, I'm going back to myself. And so every time they say something and they say they want to, whether they mean it, you know how people be sarcastic, they say stuff and they try to make a laugh with it, but they really mean what they mean. How you just, oh my God. Live with it. If you can't live with it, you can walk on by. I'll be okay. I would hate to lose that relationship. You see. Okay, you got to go. Bless you. But just remember what I said just so far is how and work on who are you really? Who are you really? And I think you're coming into that manifestation of who you really are, so Sonia. So walk with that, go with that. We appreciate it and we love you. Okay, so align with your authentic self, and you cannot be authentic and still be who everyone wants you to be and expects for you to be. You got to heal from this expectation. That's what we're about. What it feels like to be your true self. I like this part. People expect fireworks. No, it's a subtle little changes. Like Bishop was saying earlier, man, I realized I don't even. Wow, you see what I'm saying? And so it's a little bit of subtle changes. You'll take you exhale, a quiet peace will come over you. You're calm, you're confident. Now you don't show up fumbling all over the place like I used to because I was scared I wasn't going to meet their expectation. I was scared that I was going to over traumatize or over whatever, not do it right, say it right, speak right, think right, look right. And now when you come into who you are and you heal that area, you find out gosh, Lee. And I had someone to call me and say, now you're walking. Now you're walking in you. Okay. You're confident. you're more exuberant, you're excited. I could see it. You glow even better. You see, you glow. And you don't care who receive you or not. You don't care if they understand you or not. You don't care. You'll get it bye. Like I say, you know how you get the picture. You'll get it tomorrow when you wake up. All right. And they will. So but you're confident in knowing what you're saying and the knowledge that you're saying and what you know, what you're sharing. You're confident. You'll become more confident. It feels like I don't have to try so hard anymore. Don't that feel good? So your real life, walking in your true identity, you say no without guilt. You stop over explaining. You move from peace, not fear. You honor yourself without apology. The true, John 8:32, the truth will set you free. Your true self will make you free, baby.
That's awesome.
And honey, and your true self want to come out for real. So just let it come on out. You'll be all right. So that's all for today. For tonight at this point. I wanted to leave some room to do an exercise, but I think we'll try to do that. And you think next week we could do
Yeah,
that?
I think so.
I think
I
it'd be
saw a couple of comments some people had to
yeah,
slip off.
just go. Yeah, and
I'm
I
sure
really
they would
want
want to be
them
a part of that.
part of it. I really want them to be
Yeah.
a part of that. And I think if this will get you started. If you've been doing the work, it'll help you within the work. If you hadn't started the work, this will help you exercise the work. Okay. And if you just don't know what to do, this will help you figure it out, and you have some kind of exercise to do. So we're going to step into doing that, on stepping into our real reality of true self, our authentic self, and we're going to do some things on some exercises on next week. And come prepared, come relax, come with your pillows, your blankies, come with some earphones on, come with all of that, because yes, we're going to do some meditation and a little hypnosis to help you to go within, to help you find out who your truly self is, and you can start exercising on that and working it out. And then that's a tool, especially the meditation is a form of hypnosis, okay? But we're going to show you and how meditation and hypnosis kind of go together, okay? Along with the word of God, if y'all want to say affirmations, okay? So we want to teach you and give you some tools. We don't want to just give you this and then how do I do it? But we're going to show you how it can be done, because it's just like opening up a book and you're the book. And we're going to expose and read your book. You're going to do that as you go into meditation, and as we go into some little hypnosis. And but I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't about clearing your mind. It's about actually listening and observing your mind. Okay? So at least you got to understand it at that point. So we'll go into that next week. Here, I want to just say this affirmation, okay, with you. Well, I'm gonna just say this final declaration. I am no longer who I had to be. I am who God created me to be and myself to be. I walk in truth. I live in freedom. I am whole, and I align myself with peace, which is my true self when I walk in it. Okay. So this is the moment where you heal. We're gonna do some activities, and we're gonna do some things. And this is really, hopefully, with all the teaching, and God's gonna give you more teaching. God, you're gonna teach yourself, and as God give it to you, you're gonna find yourself healing the more, and exposing even the more about who you are as an open book. Just be an open book to yourself and to the world. All right.
Awesome.
So. Yeah.
Awesome. There was a few comments I want to make sure that I read.
Mhm.
I may have already read them. I don't think so, but I'll just read them real quick. You were saying something, I'm not sure, but she was saying she described it as Chaplain Ovita described it as an identity crisis. I like that.
I like that. Yeah, it is.
You also talked about how she said, we've all been groomed, conditioned, or programmed into present roles in society, period. She says, like the good girl syndrome.
Thank you. Bishop, I'm bad.
There was
That was real good.
this one also about Chaplain Ovita. Said, saying no is self-care, the first step to a personal healing and personal paradigm shift. I think she put that up when you were talking about how direct Crystal was with
Yeah.
an interview. Like, I'm not doing this, and
Yeah.
I think that's when she put that up.
Okay, that's good.
And we
Wow,
read,
y'all healing for real.
yeah, we read part of this comment, but I'm gonna read the whole thing.
Yeah.
From
TD.
from Truth Divine.
Yes.
He says, when we get still and present, we can recall our power, and the things of this world, the programming, will fall off. We wake up and live our best life, our real selves. We can love unconditionally and be free as our whole authentic selves. We are the light we seek. Light is but a dream. We are what we see ourselves to be.
That's true.
That
And be careful with that too, because sometimes we can have high expectations of ourselves and we can disappoint ourselves because we think who we are to be, and we end up finding out, oh, not really that. So,
there was one more.
so definitely, that was good. And I want to throw that in there because I don't want to leave that open right there. But that was on point.
And the last one, she said, I love it. Just talking about what you were saying at the time, but she said, I love it because I've been finding me for 5 years, and I'm beginning to love me more each day. So awesome.
How do you? Ooh, read that. Give her a hand. I wish I had one of them buzzers to clap. That was beautiful.
Awesomeness.
I'm proud of you all.
That was the last one.
Okay.
All right.
So,
thank you, Apostle.
anytime.
All right, everybody. Good night. We'll see you next Wednesday at 7:30 sharp. I'll be here with bells on. Well, not really.
But we got to really make this work. Yeah, we got to really do these tools. So and this is the fun part. It's like the lab work. You learn something and you go to lab and you put the experiment to work. So this is what the lab work is going to be. So part 4 is the lab work. Let's get it done.
If you'd like to be a blessing, if you'd like to give, you can also. I'm sorry. Sorry. You can, that yarn snuck up on me. I got to be up at 3:00 in the morning. For the next 2 days, I got to run this route for somebody. So,
okay.
What was I saying? Oh, if you want to give, you can do Cash App.
Yes, $.
Thank you. Go ahead.
$ unconditional love 111. Cash App $ unconditional love 111.
Thank you.
We thank you for your investment.
Yes. And there's also a link in the description. If you want to give with your card, you can click that link.
Oh God.
Oh, contagious.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Don't do
that. You can click that link in the description at the top of the video, and it'll take you to a form where you can put in your credit card or your debit card.
Amen.
All right. And we'll also see you Sunday at 1 o'clock for Inner Growth.
Yes.
And then immediately following that, whatever time that is, normally it's around 2:30, we'll go into our worship service. So thank y'all. Love you.
Love you.
I
know, stop it. I got up early this morning. I'm about to go to bed. I got to get up early at 10.
Hold on, Apostle. I'll be right with you.